Just
Thank you.
Want to talk to you about a couple of the local guys that we got here in the Jacksonville area. DeAndre Hill, Kyrus, Tyree, Jake, and Malik Herring. Can you talk about just their impact on the roster this spring and what we expect on fall?
Yeah, this is a great area to recruit from. As you can tell, we've got some good kids from this area. I'm excited about each one of those guys. I know the programs that each one came from. I know what they stand for. The high school coaches in this area do a tremendous job. I got to go to almost every one of those kids' high school games, whether it was their senior year, sophomore year, junior year. We had a lot of them in camp, but they all come from great families, great programs. I think when you look across the state of Georgia, the middle Georgia area had a lot of state champions last year, or a lot of guys in state championship games. And each one of those kids is going to contribute for us next year, and we'll continue to recruit this area as well.
Coach, you guys, a lot of expectations for you this fall. You've come up just a little short the last two seasons. If there was anything you could put your finger on, where is it that you think you guys got to get over that hump to be able to do what you want to do?
I think anytime you talk about a hump, you think about the little things that you can do better, the details, whether it's turnover, create turnovers. There's so many statistics that we can improve in that it's hard to pinpoint just one thing. I'm certainly excited about this team. I'm excited about the guys we got coming back. I love their work ethic. I love the spring we had, and I'm just excited to be able to coach them.
Was there anything about the spring, once going back and really examining the film, that kind of jumped out and kind of maybe a little better than what you thought? And then conversely, was there some areas that maybe a little needs more work?
I think it's hard to say from the spring game. It's so fast, and it's such a pass environment. I mean, that's not a real game for us. I mean, we don't try to run the ball a lot. We try to throw it as much as we can, and you have both ends of the half that you have to go 2 minutes whether you have a lead or not. So I look at the spring in its totality, not really in just that game. But I thought a lot of guys improved. I thought we had a lot of guys step up in positions of need, and we've got to do that with the guys incoming. We got a lot of defensive linemen coming in. We got a lot of receivers coming in, and that's the two areas that we need the depth and we need the players at the most.
Speaking of those guys coming in, I think it's 12 scholarship guys. You're looking at the 2 grad transfers. Where does that stand right now? I mean, do you guys expect to get all of them? Is there, you still waiting on some stuff there?
Well, I can't comment on the grad transfers, as we know. So whether or not they'll come or not is really still up in the air. But as far as the other guys, yeah, we got full expectation that everybody will be there in the summer to practice, to compete. All those guys are finishing up kind of right now. They're in their finals, depending on what state they're in or where they are. And I know they're looking forward to getting into our place and starting work.
When we talk about the continued development of Jake Fromm, quarterback, how's that?
Yeah, I think Jake's doing a great job. I think he's got kind of some more quarterback guys around him with Coley going in there working with him. He's excited about that. I think for him, it's been a transition through the coordinator position where he's kind of a sponge. He's got more of an opinion now. He understands what we're trying to do offensively. So I think anytime you've got a 3-year starter, he can give you input on the things he likes about the offense, the things he dislikes, the things he thinks can be successful, and that input's helpful. It's always helpful, but ultimately as coaches, we got to decide what we're going to do.
Kirby, I guess it's the time of year where the transfer portal might get a little more busy. I know Jaden Hunter decided to put his name in there. Anybody else from the spring, not necessarily transfers, but just off the roster that you can share with us?
No, none that I can think of. I mean, Jaden, I was really close with his father and got to play football with him here and know his mom. His mom played basketball at Georgia. We're certainly understanding and sympathetic to the fact that he wants to look around. And he's a great kid. He does everything right for us on and off the field. He's been a pleasure to work with, and we wish him nothing but the best. If he chooses to go and chooses to return, then we'd love to have him. But nobody else that right now that is out there.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the development of Kyrus Jackson and Malik Herring over the last few years?
Well, Kyrus is still developing. I think that you really hadn't seen the best of Kyrus. He was a kid that we came really close to playing, played a little bit last year, and thought he could have helped last year, but it was one of our deeper positions. I mean, we had seniors who didn't play a lot last year, Jason Stanley and Akil Crumpton. So we thought it would be beneficial for Kyrus to get that time and experience to grow, and he's been able to do that. He had a good spring. He could have an even better fall, and he can grow into the player we need him to be. He's physical, he's tough, he's competitive. He helps a lot on special teams. We think he might be able to win the returning job, so he's in competition for a lot of that. And then Malik, here's a kid that's kind of gotten better since he got here. He had a really good game against Georgia Tech, and everybody kind of remembers him by Georgia Tech. Well, that's a unique offense. that fit his skill set really well. And I think he's growing, he's getting a little tougher, he's learning how to play the game and play more snaps because he's really been a role player up to this time, and he potentially now becomes a guy in the rotation plays more.
What kind of reports have you gotten on some here?
Everything's been good. I mean, he's rehabbing with Ron. Ron sends me a video of him running, him doing things, but it's all the things that you guys have seen. So it's not like I'm getting stuff that I haven't seen before. I mean, in spring, he ran, he cut, he caught the ball, he did things. He just didn't have contact. And he's not going to have contact until fall camp. But as far as his attitude, his strength, his all his testing, he's right where he should be and doing what he should do.
This scavenger hunt thing that you do on campus seems to have really taken off. You remember where that came from? Who came up with that idea? And it seems like the recruits love it.
Yeah, I think we enjoy it as coaches because it's different. You know, you feel like a guy comes to your campus 3-4 times. What can you do different with him? And somewhere 2 or 3 years ago, we met as a staff and said, hey, let's try to do something different. And everybody has their theme. And we just thought that was good. Now, at the time, I was concerned that kids might not enjoy it, might not like it, might think it's silly. But once you look at the 12 categories of things you have to do and where you have to go on campus to get them done, it puts you in some locations that you might not normally be in. I mean, I can say went to school there for 5 years, and there's places I go on a scavenger hunt I never went when I was a student. And I think that's unique, and I think they see a side of us as coaches that they don't normally see. And the flip side of that is we find out a lot about them competitively. You know, do they care? Do they buy into it? Are they too cool for it? Or are they out there trying to win the thing nonstop? And I like that. I like to find out whether they're kind of jumping in all in or not.
Coach, we saw a little bit in the Sugar Bowl. Aziz Ojulari, could you talk about his progression and maybe your expectations for him moving forward?
Yeah, Aziz is a great kid, hardworking, never complains, tough. I mean, everything you want in a teammate. Does what he's supposed to do on and off the field. And, you know, he kept getting better, and it really just showed in the bowl practices that here this kid is. He's beating some guys in pass rush. He's getting better. And so we've got to play him. He's got to go play in the game and help us. And he missed a sack in the game. He got a lot of reps. And I think those reps are going to give him quality confidence that I can go out and perform in the games next year, almost like he played last year when he really didn't. So I'm excited about where he's at. He's really gaining strength in the weight room. You've got to remember, he's coming off an ACL too, that sometimes you're not as good the first year back as you are the second.
I wanted to clarify on Zamir. You said he wouldn't get contact so far camp. Does that mean that you guys are anticipating him being clear for contact at the beginning of fall camp? Or?
Well, yeah, I mean, he would be past time for that. I mean, he would be cleared for that, and we anticipated. I mean, obviously, he's still got to go through the protocol, the testing, and go see the doctors and get cleared. But based on an ACL repair, he would be past the time for that.
Well, South Carolina's up there showing off their new $50 million football building. It looks nice by all accounts and everything. Can you tell us where you are on a football facility and where that might be for Georgia?
We're still in the early stages of it. We're excited about the opportunity we've got. We think we've got a great location for it. We're excited about the fundraising that's going on for it, which Matt Borman and development staff have done a tremendous job of raising money for it. But that's really it right now.
Promise on Coach Dooley's, the backfield being named after Coach Dooley.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Coach Dooley. I've known Coach Dooley for a long time. I think it's an honor for the university to do that and put his name on the field. And we'll win better to do it than kick off the season. And who better to do it for than a man that's given his life to the university and done such a great job.
Y'all plan to use Walter still this summer at running back, this Walter Grant in the preseason?
We'll see how it goes. I think a lot of that will depend on the freshmen coming in, you know, Kenny, and also our depth at that position and how we feel, and outside backer depth. So it was an insurance policy at best, and it was a kind of a research project to look and see what he can do. He's got a lot of matchup qualities in which he can flex out and be a tight end. He can be a slot. He can be a blocking back, and he can carry the ball. So we'll continue to look at it, but I don't know if it's going to be permanent.
Two more questions?
Taking Zamir into account, how do you feel about the depth of running backs you have this year? You guys, you pretty sure you're going to be able to count on?
Well, I'm excited about the guys we've got, because I think a lot of guys that haven't got a chance to showcase their talents. When you look at James Cook, Brian Herring, I mean, everybody knows about Swift, and you've got those young guys coming out there to compete, Zamir even, and Kenny, Prather Hudson coming back off surgery. We've got 2 preferred walk-ons we got that I think are great backs. So I'm excited about those kids we have at running back. I'm really hopeful they can dominate the special teams department, kind of like the receivers did last year.
The facility expansion, is that
on the existing site, kind of extending?
Well, we don't really know yet. It's all still to be approved. Nothing's been approved yet, so we're in the approval stages, but that's where we'll be looking at it at our home base.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach, appreciate it.